Hey Rangers, today we're going to be talking about Dino Charge Volume 4 from Manga Entertainment, and let's jump straight into the review. Now, this is one of the only DVDs that has a bonus, and this is the first time, but I really don't count it as a bonus, and I'll explain why. So the episodes that we have on this disc are Sink or Swim, True Black, Rise of a Ranger, No Matter How You Slice It, and the bonus episode is Ghostest with the Mostest. So you kind of, I would have just called it Reclip Odify Ghost Halloween special. Yeah, pretty much. So the runtime is 1 hour and 53 minutes. So first of all, it's Sink or Swim, and I have to say, like, when I first saw this one, like, on, like, TV and stuff like that, I kind of thought Shelby was just, she went for whoever was the nicest in a way. And she goes, like, in this episode, she just pretty much goes for Ivan, and I'm like, oh, you know, for about, what, 3 volumes, you know, quite a few episodes, you're saying how much you like Tyler, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I like Ivan because he's British and he has a really cool accent and he's on a horse. Yeah, exactly. So we open up with all the Rangers getting ready for Fossil Day, a kind of like thing in the park that people are going to be going to kind of dig up fossils, to learn about fossils, etc, etc. And in this episode we have, I don't know. So, as the Rangers are starting to get ready for this, Tyler is kind of tinkering with his car, and I think all the others are kind of talking about it as well. And then suddenly Ivan enters the entire whole arena. It basically comes up to the museum on a horse. Just a horse. It's definitely a British thing. Yeah, when we want to impress someone, we ride on a horse. We don't. So don't quote me on that one. I'm not getting a horse. Ivan is also dressed up in a kind of like a suit of armor, and Shelby kind of goes like, oh my god. I'm guessing, I don't know if it's a British thing, I don't know if it's the accent, or if it's the fact that he is a white knight, or a knight in shining armor coming onto a horse. So yeah, that's a thing. Ivan and Shelby go down to the park for Fossil Day, and leaving the rest to actually have to get in the car and drive, and you kind of think, Ivan, what's your plan here? What's your plan? On the monster, we have like Sledge's gang as well as Smokescreen. He is the main monster for this episode, and he's a farting one. He's like, I've got to release my gas. And you kind of think, really? Are you that one? Are you that one? The plan for them is to put a bomb into Tyler's car to kind of hide it, so that they could easily do something like blow it up, or you know, something really weird like that, you know, to cause a little bit of damage. And then all of a sudden, they don't activate the timer. They just go, just leave it. So that's a bit weird. Now in this episode, I find Ivan is kind of a douche. Shelby turns around and says like Tyler's jacket that he thought he liked was amazing. She's like, no, that's horrible. No one's gonna like it. And then Ivan turns up in the exact same thing, and Shelby just goes like, it suits you, perfect, this is amazing, you look great in it. And Tyler gets a little bit jealous. So one thing I did find a little bit funny is when Tyler's turning around saying, hey, you know, mind the mud, you know, don't fall in it, you know, it's really wet. And Ivan's like, well, I'm going to turn around and put my jacket on the floor for you to walk over it. And at this point, Tyler's like, yay, everyone, you can just walk over it now. I generally found that like quite interesting and quite funny. The monster is called Smokescreen. He's the bad guy for this episode, and he gets the rest of Sledge's gang together, and they all talk about planting a bomb in the back of Tyler's car. So they go down to Earth, and they plant the bomb inside the car, but forget to set it. And you kind of think, why? Yeah, they just forget about it. When they realise, they decide to go back. But before then, we find out that Tyler is like the administrator. He's saying, hey, you know, buy your tickets, and he's warning everyone to go around the kind of puddle mud and etc, etc. Just before then, he asks Shelby, what does she think about his coat? And she's like, nah, I don't like it. It's too ugly. Nah, I don't like it. It doesn't suit you. And Tyler's like, oh, okay. I liked it. You know, that's why I bought it. She's like, Then Ivan turns up. Boom, wearing the same jacket. And she's like, oh my god, it's so good, I really like it, it really suits you. And Tyler's like, what? Okay. So as Ivan is turning around going, I'm going to escort you to this elderly lady across the mud. So he takes off his jacket and lies it on the ground thinking that will work. When he does that, Tyler's like, come on guys, right, let everybody cross. boom, and that's it. And I found that funny because it's more like, you know, I'm gonna rub it in the face, your jacket is completely and utterly messed up, mine isn't. Also within that kind of like same scene, we see that Kendall is getting kind of annoyed about the hats, that the kids are kind of treating it like a bucket. She's like, no, they're really expensive hats, or something like that. And Coda is just walking around with like this fossil on his shoulder or just under his arm, and two kids are like carrying one, and he's like, yeah, it's really light. You fine, guys? This is really light. As the monsters are going back and finding the bomb, the Rangers kind of spot them, and then suddenly the smoke screen just lets out all the gas so no one can see. But then Tyler and Ivan start fighting each other, thinking that they're going for the monsters, and then when they realize when the smoke clears, it's like, oh no, we're fighting each other, and they're kind of like having this scuffle. They're kind of like, you know, this rivalry be like between them, which is kind of like, really? Why would it even be there? You're on the same team. The Rangers catch up to the monster, and then they do their like pose as their morph, and they kind of like go against all the Vivexes. The camera then switches back to the park to see the bomb, and it's kind of now counting down. As we go back to the fight, it's more energetic, more fighting, more of what it should be, and this is really cool to watch. We do see kind of a major big difference between the Japanese and American footage, and it feels like they didn't really kind of match it well, or an area that it could look like from, and this I kind of feel drops down quite a little bit. As the fight goes on, Tyler and Ivan put their differences aside. Tyler says that he's kind of like jealous to the point of what Ivan's moves are, but then Ivan says that he is the Red Ranger. He is the ultimate one to lead the team, and that's what Red is for. So as the Vivexes and the monster come up, Ivan calls them a scallywag, and I found this funny because I really like the fact that they took their time to like have proper English insults back from the day. I generally like that. The monster then reveals that there is a bomb in the back of the car, and you kind of think, why would you do that? Just leave it. Don't say anything and just let it explode if you're doing that. But no, the monsters have to give away everything. So the Rangers try and call Kendall, but she's busy and she doesn't hear it. And the smoke screen now that's been like created is getting bigger and bigger. Smoke screen reveals that there is a bomb in the back of Tyler's car. And with that, the Rangers then take upon themselves to call Kendall, but she doesn't hear anything. Then the Rangers attack smoke screen, defeating him. As normal, Sledge makes the monster grow. Tyler then turns around and says, hey, you know, you guys go back to the park. I've got this. You know, you've got to find that bomb and get rid of it because there'll be more damage, and you know, Tyler can take on the monster on his own. Ivan decides to stay behind and kind of doesn't tell Tyler. He's like going like, well, you know, maybe I'll surprise and help out. But as Tyler has formed his Megazord, Ivan calls his Zord, and they combine to make the Tri-Stego formation. We switch to the Rangers finding the bomb, and Sledge decides, hey, why not use the Magna Beam and make this huge? And he makes the bomb, well, pretty much the same size as a monster. Finally, Tyler and Ivan take down Smokescreen for good, and they head to the park to actually pick up the bomb, and we know what's going to happen. It goes straight back up to Sledge. Now, I will point this out, Sledge or the Rangers turn around and say that the bomb will take down the city and just vaporize it. But when they take the bomb to Sledge, it doesn't do any damage. So you kind of think that with that magnitude, that power in that bomb, it would have just destroyed Sledge's ship straight away, rather than it being kind of just like bits and bobs making it fall away and it just being disabled. You kind of think it would vaporize and destroy the ship. But I'm guessing if they did that, the series would end really quickly. At the very end of the episode, Tyler and Ivan become best friends. Tyler brings Ivan a brand new coat, and then Ivan gives him food, and they take selfies, and then that's pretty much the episode. So they become best friends. True Black is the next episode, and Gold Digger is the main bad guy for this episode. We open up with the Rangers training. They are practicing, they're becoming stronger, and Chase is morphed and he is getting a new weapon that is only used for his Energem. Black Ranger power apparently, or black power, that comes from the Energem. He has the power to use his spin drive, and when he turns around and uses it, when he demorphs and the power has basically been drained into this one attack, he hears a song by NZ Boys, which I kind of think is just NSYNC, and Shelby's really into them, and he kind of mocks her for it. And she's like, but I want this, you know, but he doesn't really kind of understand. So you know what sort of episode this is going to be, and it's going to be one of those, I have to realise what my friend likes, because if I don't, then she'll be angry at me, etc, etc. As the Rangers finish training, we go back to the cafe, and Shelby is really kind of like, I want this, I need to go because I need to ring and finish my shift so I can ring up and get tickets to NZ Boys. And Chase is late, and as soon as he comes in, the tickets are gone, they've been sold out, and all of a sudden, like, Chase is like, I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, you shouldn't care. They're just a stupid band. And Shelby gets really hurt because this is a band that she likes. Now, at this point, as everything is going on, Gold Digger is attacking, and he creates these like sort of coins that can like do damage. They can explode. So as the Rangers start fighting, he has this also ability to create these stone tablets that the Rangers can't penetrate, they can't destroy, they can't slice, and we all know it's going to be the driller thingy. So yeah, that's it. So the Rangers get suddenly kind of like bogged down, and as soon as Chase isn't in sync with his Energem and the black power, it just doesn't work. So it kind of goes crazy, and you kind of know that he has to like make Shelby like be okay with him and set things on a natural balance, and then it would work. I will now say the metal guy, I don't know his name, not gonna learn it, don't like the character. He turns around and he puts up a really good fight against the Rangers, and I've got to admit, like, why didn't you just send him down constantly just to attack? It seems like he can really do a lot of damage. Now, when Gold Digger uses his tombstone attack, he pushes down Ivan, Tyler and Shelby way underground, and they can't do anything. They're trapped there and they're running out of air. Because Chase can't understand why this power's not working, they go back to the base, and Kendall turns around and says that she's kind of adapted the charger to work with blue and green energy, but she doesn't know if it's going to work, and it doesn't. At this point, Chase rushes back to the fight scene where they were, and he calls Shelby and says like, I'm really sorry, blah blah blah, that sort of thing, and then they forgive each other and they're absolutely fine. As Chase has apologized, and Shelby's like, yeah, it's fine, he then uses his Dino charger and actually uses the Dino X armor and frees them. And I really like the fact that he comes up with Shelby in his arms, but then Tyler and Ivan just like, they fall out the hole. It's like, how can you fall out of a hole? You should be climbing out of it. Chase then beats Gold Digger. Gold Digger grows up into a giant monster. They kind of summon their Zords. Gold Digger uses the same tactics, but it doesn't work, and thus therefore that's it. They destroy the monster. Now we're back on Sledge's ship, and they find out they've got like this evil person that's locked away, and that he's going to come in much later on. We've added a new element, a new bad guy to this. With that, we then switch down to the cafe, and everyone is trying to get tickets to the NZ boys, and it doesn't work. Chase is the only one that gets through, and he gets tickets to everything, and everyone goes, and it's a happy ending. That's it. Rise of the Ranger is all about Prince Philip and Xandar. Now I kind of thought this was Britain again, but then I realised it's Xandar. Now I'm not going to go too much into this one. It's all about how it opens up with an explosion. I've got to admit, if they did this themselves, wow, that was a big budget, or they kind of waited for someone to blow up half like this mountain or half this like quarry, and you know what I mean. So they find an Energem. Prince Philip then has been training. He then wants to become a ranger to help out, or just become a Power Ranger. And this is a whole episode is all about just him learning and giving out money, and that's it. That's pretty much the whole thing. And I've got to admit, it gets kind of like also the other element in this one is Chase and his little sister, and he kind of lets her down quite a few times, but she doesn't know he's a Power Ranger, etc, etc. So Philip saves her in the end. He gets the Energem. Boom, he becomes the Graphite Ranger. There's an evil robot that Philip created, but that normally happens. Philip fights the robot, Vivixes just combine together to make giant ones, and then Philip calls in his Zord, takes it down quite easily because it's quite fast and it's quite powerful, and then that's it. He turns around, and you kind of think that Philip would be in the whole rest of the series, but not on and off. Like, he comes in on and off. I kind of thought he'd be like a permanent fixture, but no, he's like, oh, the Zord's yours, if you need me, call me, and he doesn't turn up for such a long time. I think, I don't know if it's in the next couple of like DVDs, but he's just not there, but they just have the Zord. And that's it, he is now the Graphite Ranger. Now I will add in on this one, because I'm now just summarising the whole episode. I really like Philip. I just like the fact that we've got more British voices in it, effectively, where it's more like the old English, where we all talk really poshly, and that was a nice touch, and I really would like to see that coming into more future episodes. No matter how you slice it is the next episode, and this one's very, very simple. The monster that they've got can cut the bonds of friendship between all of them. To show his power, he cuts the friendship between Posandra and Cheerio, and then later on, after the Rangers have had fun, he does the same sort of thing to the Rangers. Coda's friendship bond is stronger than the others, destroys the scissors, etc, etc. So then the Rangers have to kind of build up on it. Riley and Coda are the only ones that are friends, and yeah, the Rangers Rangers leave, the Energems are going to die, or they're going to lose power and desync from the Rangers. And then all of a sudden, yeah, they defeat the monster. Kendall pretty much makes new charges to actually be friendships. She synthesized something, I think, from the Broken Scissor, and then they basically shoot them at the bus station and they have the bonds back. You kind of think someone would have stopped them, or the bus driver wouldn't have just left the Rangers there. So they all become friends again, and they all just have more bonds created again. Sledge makes the monster grow, and then all of a sudden we get a new formation with Ivan's Zords and the Green and Black Ranger Zords combined, which is kind of cool. So now we have 2 proper Megazords, and it kind of reminded me a lot of RPM. Fury thinks that he has found the purple Engem, or knows the location of it. Riley is kind of bummed out that his family didn't contact him on his birthday, but yeah, like they did. They made a video message which was just at the end. And then there's cake, a beautiful cake. I don't know if it's fake or not. I hope it wasn't. I genuinely wasn't. That's a question I need to ask at Power Morphicon. But in theory, that's it. The whole episode's all about friendship. Now, I did like the whole, the training montage, the team building. That was quite fun. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting to see. So here comes the bonus episode, The Ghostest with the Mostest. And it's a clip show. It's just a clip show. And I really hate it when they do this. There's nothing there. They're having a Halloween party. For some strange reason, Kendall is dressed as Cupid rather than like a monster or a ghost or whatever. Everyone's wearing ghost costumes because why not? There's not originality. And one of them gets captured. They then take the memories and then they, one Ranger, put it into another, or into this clone, because they've resurrected one of the monsters who can clone them, which was a good episode. At the end, it's Coda. Coda has been cloned. They're about to fight the evil clone Coda, but it's then the monster Vampiria or something like that. It's not really well thought out. It's just if you put the episodes back to back, thing, you'd probably get 10 minutes of originality, and that's it. It's just the clip episode. I will add on to that one is when they do fight, it's not that much of a fight, but because they made a Cupid charger, they turned the Vivixes, loving the monster. That was quite fun. I enjoyed that. That was quite funny. We then, at the end of the episode, get some flirting between Tyler and Shelby, and then they shoot Chase in the face, and he falls in love with himself when he looks in the mirror, and that's it. That's that one for that one episode. My kind of final thoughts for this, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed some of the episodes. I just kind of wish that first bonus thing we got wasn't the kind of clip show, but I'm guessing next time we get a bonus episode, it's going to be the Christmas episode. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of clip shows. If you're going to do it, make it really, really interesting, and they kind of sort of did, but it wasn't enough for me. Some of the fight scenes were really cool. I enjoyed them. I thought they were generally interesting, and yeah, I could get behind it. Now, if you're gonna get this, I highly recommend it. If you're buying this already, then you need to add this to your collection, so I would highly kind of recommend that one. The footage is good. I'm trying not to say it's like Blu-ray quality, but it is, because I don't want to keep saying it at every single video. But yeah, I would recommend it. I enjoyed watching it, and yeah, I would get it on DVD. So Rangers, there we go. Your main question of this is, would you get it, yes or no? What's your favorite episodes from the ones that I've listed, and what did you think about bonus clip episodes? Do you like them? Do you not? I just can't stand them. I really can't. Anyway, if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos on the channel, and that's Patreon's not working in the little box. If you want to help support the channel, then there is a link down below in the description. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.